Hello and welcome to Fight Picks with the Pros. My name is Garrett Marchesano, and today we're going to review 4 fights from the upcoming UFC Fight Night featuring Islam Makhachev versus Thiago Moises in the main event. Today, as always, I'm joined by former Ultimate Fighter Season 18 champ, Chris Holds It Down Holdsworth.
That was a good one.
Thank you.
What's up, everybody?
Let's go.
Introducing Fight Picks with the Pros, brought to you by FanDuel.
All right, let's jump into the first fight. We got Gabriel Moggly Benitez.
Benitez.
Coming in as the minus 215 favorite versus Billy Quarantillo. We'll go with that. As a plus 172 dog. So this is an interesting fight. I like both these guys. I really gained some respect for Gabriel. I was really rooting against him in his last fight against Justin James. For those of you that remember Justin James, he's the one that put his entire purse on himself to win in hopes that he was going to triple up and take home some cash. This guy made it so that didn't happen, and I was just impressed by how he kept the distance, kept the feints. He took some heavy shots. This guy has a freaking chin on him because I thought he was about to get KO'd a few times, taking some heavy shots. But kudos to him. He was coming off 2 L's. And he put up a great fight, and he got the W. And when another guy is in the media all week on betting his purse on you, it's got to piss you off a little bit and want you to stuff that. And so I like this guy. I just learned about him in his last fight. He gained my respect. What do you think about Gabriel?
Yeah, Gabriel's been around for a while. He's been at AKA, and he's got really good kickboxing. I almost feel like his name was thrown around when I was fighting, like maybe a possible matchup or something. If that's the same Gabriel. But yeah, he's got really good kickboxing and, 10 subs. So, it seems like he's got the ground game to go with it. And now that we're talking about Billy and he looks so familiar, I almost want to say he's been here and trained.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was thinking about, I was like, man, he's trained here before. Like I've rolled.
So many guys are in and out.
Yeah, it's hard to say. But he seems super familiar now. And Billy is tough in his own part. He's got really heavy hands, good clinch game, man. Like he knows how to use that collar tie to get those hooks and uppercuts, kind of like Randy Couture style.
Yeah.
And then he's good at the knees.
His
coming
knees,
up.
constant knees. He's always looking for that Muay Thai clinch and to throw the knees. And he's got heavy hands. He's not the quickest guy. I was kind of comparing him to a few different highlights, but he's got heavy hands. He throws hard. He's strong in the clinch. It looks like he was controlling his guys, and he throws those knees all the time. And he throws some nasty uppercuts in the clinch too.
Yeah,
it's not many guys do in close quarters like that. So he was impressive. Gabriel on the other side too. Again with his stats, 10 subs, 8 TKOs out of his 22 wins. That shows that he's a finisher. 18 out of his 22 wins are by finish. Billy on the other side, 15-3, 6 TKOs, 5 subs. So still a finisher in his own right. I like this matchup. I like giving Gabriel the chance to fight a guy like Billy. He's coming off a loss to Gavin Tucker, who's a great fighter in his own right. So this will be an interesting one. So breaking it down, how do you see this fight playing out, Chris?
I think Gabriel is gonna play on the outside and win the striking exchanges, and Billy is gonna have to do something to try to take this to the ground. Coming out from Gracie Tampa South, he's got the jiu-jitsu background. Yep. He needs to do something to try to take away Gabriel's striking. If not, my heart's thinking Gabriel Benitez by decision.
Yeah, I think that is probably the most likely call. I like that plus money on Billy though. So if I was, a betting man, and I'm not a good one, but I do love it.
Yeah. Don't listen to this guy.
Let's
think of a smart betting man.
For those of you listening, I went 0 for 4 over UFC 264, but I don't like to talk about it too much. But we'll get back to it here. I'm gonna go Billy on this one, plus 172. I think he comes in with something to prove. Him on the other side, he had really quick hands. I enjoyed watching him fight. And so maybe he'll be just one step ahead of Gabriel and find a way to get that win. I think it's by decision on the opposite side for Billy, for my pick.
All
right, let's jump on to the next fight. We've got Jeremy, Lil Heathen Stevens at the plus 184 dog versus Mateusz Gamrot. Coming as a minus 230 favorite. I butchered that name. But
now you know what Bruce Buffer has to do.
Yeah, Mateusz Gamrot. Okay. So this is Jeremy Stephens' 24th fight in the UFC. I believe he's right up there with the most fights ever in the UFC. He says he's sober. He went through a drinking problem at a certain timeline in his career. He's feeling nasty. He said, in quotes, he wants a nasty fucking win. That's from Jeremy Stephens, what he said. And he was originally supposed to return to 155 against Close, but he decided he felt drained at the weigh-in. So I always like watching Jeremy fight. He brings it. You know, he's got plenty of power. He's 28-18. He also has one of the records for the most losses in the UFC. Not a record you want to be on top of, but that's just because of the amount of fights he has as well. He's off 4 straight L's, but they always seem to put him against top talent because they know he can throw hands. You know, Calvin Kattar, Yair Rodriguez, Zabib, Jose Aldo. Yeah. I mean, those are 4 killers in the division, and he's been used, you know, I don't want to, a stepping stone or a guy to climb the rankings, that kind of guy. What's your impressions when you hear Jeremy Stephens? What comes to mind for you, Chris?
Experience, veteran, savage, knockout artist, just a power truck. If he hits you in the right spot, he can KO anybody in that division. But like you said, he's got a lot of losses, but he's fought the who's who. He has never turned down a fight. He's willing to fight anybody, as you can tell. And he always puts on an entertaining fight, right? And that's why I feel like he's a fan favorite. People love him, and he has a job for a long time until he probably wants to stop fighting.
Yep.
19 TKOs.
That's
crazy. 2 subs.
I know.
And it's one of those guys that have been around so long. Like you said, 24 fights. I remember, I'm trying to think of the first Jeremy Stephens fight I saw. And
Diego Sanchez was like an early one.
Yeah, it's like right at the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
I remember it was like one of those type of ones. So yeah, much respect to Jeremy. He's always been super cool to me. I want to see him beat this Gamrot guy.
Yeah, on the other side, we got Gamrot, who, we just watched some of his highlights with his, quick hands and some ground and pound. And
looks strong, wants to get on top of you and punch you out type of deal.
You can definitely tell he has some hand speed. He's 18-1 with 6 TKOs, 4 subs. He won his last fight in April. He lost his UFC debut at 18 when he was 18-0. So again, like I just mentioned, I feel like they're using Jeremy as kind of a stepping stone to kind of break this guy into the rankings or see what he does. We know Jeremy brings the power, and he's in there to throw hands, kill or be killed kind of mentality, as the Nate Diaz brothers would say.
Do you know where Gamrot's from, like as far as his nationality or lineage?
I'm not sure what that.
Because I want to know where he compiled an 18-0 record.
Yeah, these could be at.
Yeah, I want to know if he's fighting legit opponents or if he's fighting, somewhere that doesn't have a lot of good talent. So, yeah, 18-1. It seems like this is his 3rd fight. That he won 1, he lost 1, he lost his debut. He has 5 takedowns per 15 minutes. So he's a takedown artist. He wants to take you down and pound you out, just like we watched. So we both know Jeremy's really hard to take down.
Yeah,
he's got good hips. So good luck, Gamrot.
Yeah, it looks like take him down, top control. He's got 8 decision wins, so that's probably a lot of his game. But I like this. This is the heavy striker versus the guy who is going to be.
Seems like Gamrot's going to want to take him down.
I agree. He's not going to want to deal with that power. He's got some power of his own, but it looked like more of a quicker hands than power. Jeremy is looking to take your head off with one of those right hooks. We know that. So this is an interesting fight. I'll give my pick. I'm going with the new guy, second fight in the UFC, Gamrot. I think it is leaning towards that decision win for him. I think this is going to be a kind of a stepping stone type of win. Love to watch Jeremy Stephens fight, but I'm going Gamrot on this one. Chris, what you got?
Yeah, that's a good call, but I'm gonna go Jeremy Stephens. I think he's been out for a little bit, if I'm not mistaken, right? Like he's not a little bit, but I think he's had some time off, and he's probably been working on.
He's fought Calvin Kattar last. Calvin Kattar fought Max Holloway in January. So yeah, he's probably been out about 9 months at least.
Yeah, so he's probably hungry to get back in there. I call Jeremy Stephens by KO.
Oh
yeah,
damn.
I think he's gonna hit him with an uppercut or something like that.
Okay,
yeah.
I could see that. That'd be epic. Okay, you got Jeremy by KO. I'm going Gamrot by decision. All right, let's move on. Next, we got Marion,
The Brazilian Bruiser, Reneau.
Okay, the Brazilian Bruiser, Reneau. Plus 102 dog coming against Miesha Tate, who's coming in as a minus 124 favorite. Miesha Cupcake Tate, because she loves cupcakes. So, interesting fight here. We got is that Marion? Marion?
No, yeah, it's Marion.
Marion. Okay, we got Marion. 9-7, 5 TKOs, 3 subs. You know, she's coming off 4 straight losses in the UFC. I think this is a tee-up tuna can fight for Miesha Tate to get her back in the mix, get her back in that top 10 right away, use her name, put her in co-main events. She's now probably the 3rd or 4th notable female fighter in the UFC right off the bat. After I like Amanda Nunes, Valentino, Rose, and then it's like, maybe Misha's right in there. She's got a couple million followers on Instagram. She's got big notoriety. Former champ, choked out Holly Holm. So we know what the UFC is doing here. They're going to play back up Miesha Tate. Probably want to set up a main event with Holly Holm down the line because they're both kind of in the same boat right now. So what are your thoughts on this matchup, Chris, when you see Miesha Tate after being out for so long back in the mix?
It's awesome. Like, I've always been a Miesha Tate fan, and you know, her being my coach on my season, you know, we got to bond and know each other and you know, learn about each other more. So she's always like just another person who's always been super cool to me. We kind of lost touch. She's, you know, she has 2 kids now or 1.
I don't know. She had kids, and then she was living in Asia.
Yeah, she has 2, right?
I think she has 2 kids.
And then she's getting married to Johnny. So it's awesome to see her. You know, she went out on her own terms. She stopped because, for whatever reason, if she was a little mentally drained or physically drained or whatever type of issue it was, like, she went out on her own reason.
Yeah.
It wasn't because of a bad injury or whatever, or she got cut. She went out on her own reason. So, but Reneau, don't get me wrong, like, I've watched her. I think she beat McMahon. She beat a couple other, you know, pretty good people in that division. So, you know, she lost to some of the top girls in the division too, though. You know what I mean? Pennington, Sagano. She is the oldest in the division.
43 years old.
So that might play a role, you know, in this whole thing.
And this is a retirement fight for her. This is it.
Yeah. But I don't think Misha is going to go in there and underestimating, you know, Marion, because she's just a savage. She's really good. She's got heavy hands and she's got good ground skills, and she can finish you. I think she finished Sarah McMahon. Like, she caught her in a triangle maybe or something like that.
Okay, I don't recall that. I'll have to look that up.
But I got Miesha Tate by decision. That's my pick.
Okay, your fight pick is going to go Miesha Tate by decision. I like that pick too. I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I think this is definitely Miesha Tate's fight. You know, her opponent's 43. It's her last fight in the UFC. She's on her way out. Misha's looking to come in and make a run. She wants to get 2 dubs, fight for the title. That's her goal.
Yeah.
And so the UFC's like, let's try to, as much as we can, guarantee this first one so we can, you know, this will be a fun run to try to help Misha out with. Just like they're doing for Sean, just like they're doing for a lot of prospects. It's part of the game. They always say you know, we try to put the best skill level against the best skill level. You know, sometimes they don't. And Miesha Tate is looking ripped. I follow her on Instagram. Her arms are looking jacked. Her traps are coming in. She looks like she's ready to go.
Good. She's taking it serious.
So she's definitely taking it serious. And so I'm going Miesha Tate by submission. I think she hurts her. She takes her down. She controls the ground game and gets a submission win probably in the 2nd round.
Damn, that's a good one. Oh, man.
So Chris got Misha by decision, and I got Misha by sub. Let's see who gets it right this time. All right, let's move on to the next matchup. We got an early prediction. Cyril Bongamengane coming in as a minus 275 favorite against Derrick. It's the Black Beast, Lewis, coming in as a plus 220 dog. So this is taking place August 7th. This is coming up quick. We all know they booked this match in lieu of Francis Ngannou, John Jones, trying to make that matchup happen. You know, price difference on both sides for those guys. So the UFC decided to book Gane after they saw a great showing for him against Volkov. So this is a great matchup. Let's start with Cyril Gane. He's 9-0 now, 3 TKOs, 3 subs, and You know, he is a decision guy because he stays on the outside. He's always seems like he's a punch ahead of his opponent. He has speed for the heavyweight division.
Yeah.
Big upper body and almost like smaller chicken legs that helps him move around and adapt in the octagon. So, starting with Gon, what's your opinion on him kind of getting the fast track to the UFC gold possibly?
Yeah, he's done a great job. He's undefeated. He's beaten guy after guy that they're throwing at him. He's one of the bigger French stars, so the UFC is trying to tap into that French market. I think that's why they had his last fight at an earlier time, because that's when the French, that's when the French were able to watch. So, like we talked about before, the UFC is very strategic. They have strategy.
Yep.
So I can tell they're trying to get this guy up there so he can eventually fight for the belt. But he's very calculated. He doesn't take too many risks. He doesn't really try to take you down. He's a striker. But he's got the black beast, the guy who, again, can touch you in any which way, and he can start you. So I think Gon is going to, play the dance game, the footwork game, kind of how he played with Volkov, just kind of touch, trying to take Derrick Lewis into those later waters.
Yeah. No, I agree with that breakdown. I think it's really like the tale of Dustin versus Connor. I think first round and a half, it's like, Derrick is going to come out there throwing haymakers. It worries me because this is a main event, 5-round bout, and as the fight goes on, Derrick Lewis, he tires.
Yeah.
But the thing about Derrick Lewis is even when he's tired and he does this thing where he holds his hand low, like on top of his tummy, and he's sitting there and he's breathing deep and he's kind of wobbling around, he's walking slow. It's like he's dragging his right foot. But I've seen him do this time and time again, and the other guy's throwing 5 strikes to his 1, but he's just waiting and waiting and waiting. He's throwing that huge overhand right or that huge straight because he knows all he needs is one punch and the fight's over. So for Derrick Lewis, 25-7, 20 of his wins are by TKO, and a lot of those are by just absolutely knocking out his opponent cold because he just hits so freaking hard. We've seen him do it to top level guys, Curtis Blades, Alexander Volkov. These aren't just guys in the heavyweight division. These are top guys in the entire world. So he's a nasty guy. He's coming off 4 straight wins, back-to-back vicious KOs. Like I said, Curtis Blades, JDS is on that list as well. Plenty of top guys. He's number 1 in the UFC for KO finishes with 16 KO finishes.
Holy, in the UFC?
Yeah.
No way.
We all know his game plan coming in.
I didn't even know he had that many fights.
And we'll double check that stat. Double check that chat. Make sure that's 16 because we'll check it in the post here to make sure we get that stat right. But I would believe it because he has been putting people away. But so it's an interesting matchup. It's the quicker guy that stays on the outside, and then it's no secret. Derrick Lewis is trying to land that one big punch. So let's talk strategy. If you're Derrick Lewis and your gas tank is limited, what is your strategy? If you're cornering Derrick Lewis, all right, you're about to get out there, big guy. What are you telling him getting in there?
Yeah, to play it smart and to be disciplined. Don't overcommit on your punches. Don't overcommit on getting the knockout so early. Because when you start overcommitting, you start becoming out of place, and your balance becomes off. You get tired more. So I think he just needs to kind of pick his shots. Work some kind of bait and count. Bait him a little bit, set him up for those later rounds. And yeah, because we know Gon can go all 5, and he didn't look tired in that fight versus Volkov
whatsoever.
A 4-ounce fight club, Derrick Lewis, he can knock you out at any time. So hopefully he plays it smart and he works some singles, doubles, and not go too crazy right off the bat.
Yeah, conserve energy. And now I'm going to twist it on you. For Cyril Gahn's side, of course they're saying, watch out for that overhand right. He starched about half the heavyweights in the world off this overhand right. Watch for it. So, he's going to be feinting. He's going to be working to the left. He's going to try to stay away. Working to the right, trying to stay away from that big right hand. He's got to always be aware of it every second of the fight. So on Gahn's side, how are you telling him to avoid that big overhand right? And the great thing Derrick Lewis does is he's tired, and I've time and time again it just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I'm going to put all my energy into this.
Number 1, footwork.
Yeah.
You gotta have footwork. That's the number 1 in defense. If you don't have footwork, your feet are in the mud and you're gonna get hit.
Yeah.
Number 2, head motion. You
Stay
gotta
off the center
have
line.
head motion. footwork, head motion. Your head's got to be moving at all times. Number 3, I would go with hand blocks. Parries, forearm blocks, good high guard.
Yeah.
Okay? So you got your footwork, number 1. You got your head motion, number 2. And then you have your high blocks,
Keep your
hands, parry. Exactly.
Yeah.
Because once they get past the footwork, they get past your head motion. Last thing you have are your hands blocking you. So those are the 3. Stop, though. You got to be able to have all 3 at the highest level. You just can't have one facet and be good at one part of the defense. People try to play the Floyd Mayweather shoulder whirl, but it doesn't work so well in MMA, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. You're not bouncing off boxing gloves. These are 4-ounce gloves. So yeah, I think I can't think of a better strategy. I think that was a great breakdown. Same thing on Lewis's side. So we all know what each guy is coming with. It's an interesting bout. I like Gane. I respect him for his game and his strategy and his athleticism in the heavyweight division. But I just love me some Derrick Lewis. I love the antics. I love his personality. Of course, I love to see the KO wins. He's vicious. I think he deserves it. He's been in the game for so long. So even though I think that the odds are pushed in favor for Gane to get the decision win over Lewis, I know the people making those money lines are thinking Lewis can get tired and he ends up getting the decision win. But I'm gonna go Derrick Lewis by KO. That's gonna be my official fight pick. Chris, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that too. I like Derrick Lewis as well. Personality as a fighter, he's really entertaining on and off the canvas. So I'm going with Derrick the Black Beast Lewis by KO or TKO, probably like in the second or third round.
Okay,
yeah,
I like that pick.
It's time for the main fight pick of the evening.
All right, in the main fight night slot, we've got Islam Makhachev coming in as the minus 750 favorite.
Holy cow.
Bet $100 on him, we'll give you $7.50. Versus Thiago Moises coming in as the plus 490 dog. So this is the biggest differential on the card, I assume, for the odds. These fights we're reviewing, they are, and I can't imagine another fight on the card is this big. The UFC blames it on no one wants to fight Islam, that everyone's turning it down, hard to find a fight for him. And so it's hard for Islam to stay active. He's 19-1, 3 TKOs, 8 subs. He is a decision machine. He's one of those guys who controls the fight, stays out of range, lands his shot, gets some takedowns. He reminds me of a Khabib type of fighter. He does train at an AKA with Khabib. And so he's got that same kind of style. His last win was against Drew Dober in March. And I'm a fan of Drew Dober. I like watching him fight. And he just made Drew look like he just couldn't land anything. He was off balance and just could never find that rhythm. So Islam's off 7 straight wins. He's fighting Thiago Moises, who always brings the fight, 15-4. 3 TKOs, 6 subs. He's off of 3 straight wins against some notable guys. Bobby Green, Michael Johnson, Aaron Hernandez. I mean, not Aaron Hernandez. Is that Aaron? The accountant. It might be Aaron. Anthony? Nah, Aaron. So, 63% takedown defense. They know Islam is going to go for that takedown. So what is your thought? This is such a heavy favorite on Islam's side. Do you think he deserves to be that dominant on the money line in this fight, or do you think it's going to be closer than people think?
I don't think it's going to be too close. I think Islam is going to be able to ragdoll Thiago and take him out and get on top of him and kind of ground and pound. Thiago has great jiu-jitsu, and he's always a threat. But I heard through a little bird that Islam is even better than Khabib. So,
ooh, that's hard to believe.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So I was like, when I heard that, I was like, damn. So 7 straight wins. Who did he lose to? Do you know?
I don't know if that one loss. I don't think he came in as an undefeated fighter, so that might have been in his
maybe his earlier days, right? Yeah, the guy's a complete monster. He will take you down and ground you out, pound you out. You're not moving. 4-time Russian champ. I wonder what kind of Russian
Sambo champion.
Sambo? Yeah. All those guys are Sambo champions.
Yeah, I know. All the Dagestani guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it scares me enough that he, works with Khabib, and Khabib has been calling him the next lightweight champ for 2 years now. And
yeah, because he knows.
He knows what he brings to the table, and the UFC says, hey, we've been offering fight after fight for this guy, and he's you can't find a guy who wants to take him on.
Yeah.
So let's do a little shout out credit to Thiago Moises for stepping up, taking this fight,
Sure.
fighting a guy who all the critics are picking to win over him, and for a guy with nothing to lose, come in there, throw some hands, come with a good strategy, maybe with some low calf kicks, and see if you can shake up his game a little bit. Such a hard game to shake up because that Sambo and that what he's doing with Khabib, I know it's that hip controlling him on the ground. And once Islam, just like Khabib, you know that feeling when you see him take a guy down, you go, well, there. How much time is left in the round? 3 minutes and 10 seconds?
Yeah, he ain't get up.
he's stuck there. It's wet blanket mentality, and he's going to take some ground and pound until the round's up. I think that does have a chance of happening again and again every round. But it's a 5-round matchup. So, Chris, if you break it down, let's say break down Thiago, how you think he can possibly pull out the major upset on Islam, and then give me your official breakdown and fight pick for the main event.
The upset would have to be stopping the takedowns and landing the better striking, right? Like, I don't think he'll be able to submit Islam, even though Thiago has some sneaky submissions.
Yeah.
He heel hooked Michael Johnson. He's submitted quite a few people, but knowing Khabib's camp and Islam and all these Sambo champions, like, those guys are well versed in everything.
They are.
They know jiu-jitsu, they know Sambo, they know judo, they know wrestling. So I don't think he's going to be in trouble with anything like that. So good luck, Thiago, and trying to do something.
All right, so let's hear your official pick. How do you see it playing out?
I got Islam by decision. Yeah, I think he's just going to take him down and kind of ride him out, like, Khabib style.
Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna ride with you on this one. I'll go same one. I'm going Islam Makhachev by decision. I think he's going to control the fight. There's going to be takedowns that Thiago's not going to be able to get up from. It's going to be super frustrating. It's going to be ground and pound. And I think he's going to just dominate it till the end of the 5th round and get the unanimous decision win. But we'll see if Thiago can pull an upset. There's always a puncher's chance, as they say. So hopefully he comes in with something to sneak a win by. But we'll see. Islam gets this win in a main event. They give him some publicity by being a headliner for UFC Fight Night, and maybe he breaks in and fight a top 5 guy after this. He deserves it. His talent level is up to that, and that's where he wants to be. He wants to be a champ, so he needs to start fighting the top guys.
Yeah, 63% takedown defense by Thiago. So Islam's gonna have to work for the takedowns, but the cool thing about those guys is their takedowns are relentless, and they're different than every other person that he's fought. He's going to lift him up with these high C's. He's going to take him off his feet, and he's going to get those takedowns.
I agree. It's going to be hard to stop him. So that wraps it up for the main event pick. Now, before we wrap up the show completely, let's talk about our parlay of the week. So we've been doing this the past couple weeks. This is where we take 3 fights and we're going to parlay them together. We could do a 2-fight parlay. We got 4 fights we reviewed today. So let's build a parlay. Let's say Islam Makhachev, number 1. Gone versus Lewis. Are we going to piece in Lewis, who we both picked by KO? He is the dog. This would push up our parlay.
Yeah, let's go Lewis.
Okay, Lewis for number 2. And the last one, we got to go Misha.
Yeah, let's go Misha.
So let's go Islam, Misha, and Derrick Lewis. That's going to be our FanDuel Sportsbook parlay of the week. So we'll see if those 3 fights hit, and we'll hit that. I'm probably going to play on that, just to add some skin in the game, have some fun. So that'll be it, guys. Thanks for watching Fight Picks with the Pros. I'm Garrett. As always, I'm joined by Chris Holdsworth. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.
Hello, everyone. Bruce Buffer here. Thank you for watching the MMA Surge YouTube channel. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe and get notified when we upload next.